So this Kevin Spacey situation has been going on for a little while now, and it started with Anthony Rapp came out. Actor Anthony Rapp came out and accused Kevin Spacey of sexually assaulting him in 1986. At the time, Rapp was 14 years old and Spacey was 26. Now, Rapp alleged that Spacey was intoxicated and tried to get on top of him. And Spacey responded that he didn't remember the incident, and then he apologized. And then at that time, Spacey came out and publicly admitted that he was gay. But many people saw this as an attempt to distract from the allegation against him, which was basically that he sexually assaulted an underage boy, or tried to sexually assault an underage boy. So anyway, what happened since then? A whole bunch of other people have come out and accused Kevin Spacey of sexually assaulting them or being inappropriate with them. Mexican actor Roberto Cavazos and director Tony Montana accused Spacey of sexually assaulting them. A journalist and former TV reporter, Heather Unruh, alleges that in the summer of 2016 she saw Spacey sexually assault a man in a restaurant. And those are, I guess, 4 allegations, and then since then I believe that even more have come out. I can't even keep track of all of them, but I believe there have been, these allegations have kept coming out, more and more of them. And so this seems to have been a pattern of behavior. Now obviously Kevin Spacey has not been convicted of anything. He hasn't been convicted in court, so these are just allegations, but it looks like his career is really over right now, because they canceled his show, Game of Thrones. They canceled it, and also I think his publicist and his agency have dropped him. So they're basically, I guess his career is dead now. I mean, maybe in some years he might come back, but for now his career is basically finished. And all this Kevin Spacey thing is kind of a byproduct of the Harvey Weinstein situation, and then now you have a lot of people coming out with these different allegations of being sexually assaulted by different people in Hollywood. But like I said in my other video, I'm sure that a lot of men in Hollywood have been molesting men, women, and children for decades, and there have been public criminal cases before of these Hollywood insider types sexually assaulting people. Roman Polanski, the director, was convicted of drugging and raping a 12-year-old girl, and of course he fled the country. I guess he got bail and fled the country. So now he's in France, and the French refused to extradite him to the United States. So he's basically, I'm sure he's never going to come back to the United States. He'll probably die in Europe. There was another case where Victor Salva, another director, was convicted of molesting a 12-year-old male actor who was in one of his movies. Salva got 3 years in prison. He got out, and then he went back to directing movies starring young males. So he had a movie called Powder in the 1990s. So I suspect this is rampant. Now, if you look at Kevin Spacey, I'm sure that Kevin Spacey is not the only gay sexual predator in Hollywood. There's probably a bunch of directors, producers, agents, and executives as well who are engaging in similar behavior. And so this kind of, to me, now, first of all, obviously there are going to be more, or in general, there are more heterosexual, there are more men who are predatory towards women, because the majority of men have a preference for women. That's just the dynamics of the population. Like I said, I believe that heterosexuality is basically the default setting of males in the world, because most men are attracted to women. Most men are sexually attracted to women, not to other men. And because of, if you could get into evolution and all of that type of stuff, biology, how you need heterosexual sex to reproduce. Gay sex does not lead to reproduction, so it's not really necessary for the species. So obviously you would expect the majority of you would expect the majority of the male population to be attracted to females, to have a strong sexual preference for females. That goes for people. It actually goes for any species of animal that procreates in a sexual way, where you have a male and a female and they have to have sexual intercourse. So anyway, so basically the majority of men are heterosexual. So obviously you would expect that more women would be sexually harassed. But then at the same time, you have some gay males, and then some of these gay males are also sexually predatory. Okay, so sometimes people will depict heterosexual men as being sexual predators towards women, but they do not talk about, or it's kind of more politically incorrect to talk about, how there are gay male sexual predators as well, like Kevin Spacey, for example. And like I said, I'm sure he's not the only one. I'm sure that if you look at Hollywood, I'm sure there are directors, producers, agents, executives, and so on, other people in the movie industry, in the film industry, and even in other industries as well, entertainment, music. There's some of them. There's one guy who I can't remember, whose name I can't remember, who did boy bands. He went to prison. I can't remember his name, but he was behind, I think, Backstreet Boys, or I can't remember the names. The group that Justin Timberlake was in, and this guy went to prison. He was allegedly also a gay sexual predator. So I think it goes on in the entertainment industry, music industry, and also in other fields as well. Sports, you have people like Jerry Sandusky. In religious institutions, of course, you have those things with the priests, Catholic priests. You have some clergy in other Christian denominations, and then in other religions as well. You have some of these clergy people, religious leaders, who are engaged in molesting kids and so on, or molesting boys, or whatever, whoever. But anyway, when you have people like Kevin Spacey, it makes me a little suspicious when Hollywood and the media are so eager to promote homosexuality to young males. So that is why I did not like the movie Moonlight, aka Faglight. I did not like that movie because I didn't watch the movie, but those kinds of films are promoting homosexuality. And then you have to think, why are these people promoting homosexuality? Are they doing it for altruistic reasons? Are they doing it because they want to make the world a better place? Well, the truth is, a lot of times when people do things, they have an agenda. Like they say, everybody has an agenda. Well, you have to wonder what some of these media people, these Hollywood people, these mainstream media people, when they promote homosexuality, are they doing it for altruistic reasons, or do they have ulterior motives? Now, personally, I don't care if other men are gay, as long as they don't bother me, because that's more girls for me. But I suspect some of these pro-gay people, they have an ulterior motive when they promote homosexuality, when they promote movies like Moonlight and all this stuff. This is what I have realized about gay people, or gay men in particular. When I was younger, I used to think that these gay men it's so easy for them to get laid in comparison to heterosexuals who basically have to deal with women, because women basically fuck men who bring something to the table. So you have some guys who can get all the girls, or a lot of girls, not all the girls, a lot of them, and some guys who can't get any girls, or only get a few girls, or whatever. So and in general, men have to work really, or heterosexual men have to work very hard to get women. Men have to work very hard to get women, whereas gay men, they don't have to work hard at all. If you wanted to read stories about gay men, about their behavior, you could read about it if you want. I'm sure you'll see. I remember there's a guy who wrote. A guy was on Oprah, on the Oprah Winfrey show. I didn't really watch the Oprah show, but I guess I was flicking through the channels at one time, and I stopped on the Oprah show for a little bit, and there was a guy on there who wrote The Down Low, the author of The Down Low, and Oprah was saying, how do you guys meet each other? Like the gay people, how do you meet each other? And he said, oh, if we know we're gay, we just bang, we just have sex, like, and and then Oprah looked kind of horrified, and the women, because obviously Oprah is a mostly female, or used to be a mostly female audience, so the female audience were shocked. But that's how a lot of these gay people are. They just have sex, so they get sex very easily. But here's the catch is that and so the gay men get sex very easily, as opposed to heterosexual men have to romance women and sweet talk women and spend money on them and have game and all this stuff. They have to do all this work to get women. Okay, the gay men, they see each other, they just fuck each other. But the catch is, for the gay men, is that a lot of men, or the vast majority of men probably, are not interested in gay sex. I think a lot of men see gay sex as like eating a dead body. Okay, so if you have people who are in a plane crash or a shipwreck and they have nothing else to eat, they may start to eat dead bodies. And some people never eat a dead body; they rather starve to death. But it's like something they don't want to do except in last resort, or some people will never do it. That's how a lot of men look at gay sex, I think. And so gay men can get sex very easily, but only with other gay guys, basically. Only with a small percentage of the population. Maybe the Center for Disease Control says 2% of the population. Let's say 2, 3, 4, or 5% of the male population may be gay. So they get easy sex with a small percentage of the population. So I think this is why they have this. Sometimes they're promoting all this gay stuff because they need more recruits. It's like a recruitment drive. There's not a lot of people, not a lot of men for them to choose from, because, like I said, I've had gay men try to approach me. I was just like, ew, keep that away from me. I don't want that. No, thank you. And then so they have a limited supply, a limited choice, a limited selection of partners to choose from. I think that's why they have these recruitment drives. They want to promote the homosexuality so they could get recruits. Whereas with heterosexuality, because it's basically a natural thing, you don't have to recruit. You don't have to actively push men to be attracted to women. They gravitate towards that naturally. That's my opinion. So that's why I think you see this homosexuality being promoted in the media. I think they're trying to get, they need more, they want more young men to have sex with them.